Hello, I'm Timothy Lestrange, the Deputy Metropolitan Grand Superintendent. At the heart of our ancient rituals is the story of a building project. In Jerusalem, a great temple is constructed and finally dedicated to God with much celebration and rejoicing. But that temple represents the end of a long and tortuous journey. For centuries, a nation had wandered through danger and difficulty. Their tabernacle was a tent as they pursued their journey towards a promised land. Even when David had brought the ark into the holy city of Jerusalem, they still had to remain patient and attentive, as the time was not yet right to complete their quest. It was David's son Solomon who finally built that temple. It took time, perseverance, and determination in the face of difficulty, even the tragic death of the principal architect. But in the end, and with much celebration, the temple was dedicated and the air thronged with rejoicing. It was a tribute not just to the builders, but to all those who had lived their lives through those long years, faithfully serving the community and remaining full of hope for the future. The world community has been journeying too, perhaps not for centuries, but for more than a year now. And though we hope to be nearing our goal, we too must remain patient and attentive. The league table of hospital admissions are finally tumbling towards normality, and the task of vaccinating 500,000 people every day, which had seemed so unlikely, is in fact being achieved comfortably. London's Freemasons have acquitted themselves with distinction during this period and these difficult times. Individual members have risen to the challenge of serving the community in a variety of voluntary capacities, from helping to staff Nightingale hospitals and vaccination centres, to driving vans delivering second-hand clothing. Where I live, in West London, the West London Masonic Centre has produced and distributed thousands of meals. Lodges and chapters have found imaginative ways of staying in touch with their members, and there are countless stories of people going out of their way to help others and to support the vulnerable. Stimulating webinars and lectures have been offered on online platforms, and some of our newest members have been amongst those to develop these excellent concepts. In short, times have been tough for all of us. But London Freemasonry has shown itself to be sufficiently agile and nimble to respond rapidly and imaginatively to the strange and ever-changing circumstances, supporting our members and their families and reaching out to the wider community with selfless determination. What we now long for is to be together again in our lodges and chapters and in the fun of dining together. I'm reminded of my favourite ride at the fun fair, which I like to call the bumper cars, but the operators prefer to term dodgems. The difference is really quite significant. The signs always proclaim that the dodgems should move together, all in the same direction, dodging direct contact with each other. But that's really pretty dull. Most of us eschew the dodgem mentality and prefer instead the bumper car approach, gleefully bashing into one another, deliberately crashing into family and friends, and often even into random strangers too. The real fun is not in the avoidance of the other dodgems, but in the actual contact with the other bumper cars. As a society, we have grown tired of being dodgems, carefully avoiding each other with mere glimpses of friends from behind masks and across social distance. We are ready to return to being bumper cars again, crashing into friends and family with handshakes, slapped backs and hugs. And we are ready to return even to bumping into random strangers too, and just enjoying human contact. Thank you, brethren, for your dedication, perseverance, charity, and enthusiasm. We are now entering the exciting stage of planning for normal interactions with one another once again, in our homes, in our communities, and yes, also in our lodges and our chapters. There is a new spirit of optimism, and I look forward to bumping into all of you again very soon.